Hello.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back, everyone, to Bourbon and Blondes. I am Jimmy the J.
Slang.
And today we have a very special episode. We have our questions episode. What's inside you? This is part of our episode today, along with a topic that kind of was interesting to me, talking about some killer whales. But first, want to give a shout out to Amy for this beautiful, wonderful gift of a decanter. For those of you who don't know, this is a decanter, and it is very eloquently inscribed with the Bourbon and Blunts lettering. And with the decanter came 4 beautiful whiskey glasses, also inscribed with Bourbon and Blunts. So thank you so much, Amy, for this beautiful, beautiful gift. Also, to christen these gifts, we're going to put some Gentleman Jack, also gifted to us by a listener. Thank you so much. And
I enjoyed this whiskey, by the way.
I did too. Like I said in the last podcast, I'm not a giant fan of Jack Daniels, regular Jack Daniels. However, the Gentleman Jack, I know it's a higher shelf alcohol.
It's pretty smooth.
It is very smooth. I'm definitely enjoying it. So, cheers, my friend.
Cheers, man.
How was your week? I didn't ask you last episode. You're right. Went down the wrong pipe.
You did. When you said that was your weekend.
You told me that off air. That was hilarious. Hopefully, we can share some of these stories one day.
Yeah. It was a very interesting weekend. Cool.
Beautiful.
But yeah, it was not bad. But I was here. You know what I mean? But you were in Colorado.
I was in Colorado, enjoying arguably my most favorite place in the world, man.
Colorado,
Fucking
huh?
Love it. Southwestern Colorado.
The pictures looked amazing.
Dude, just absolutely breathtaking. For those of you who haven't been, I know I probably talk about Colorado way too much. For those of you who have been, I highly, highly recommend just go and check out Colorado itself. I like to go to Southwestern Colorado, so the Telluride, Ouray, Ridgeway area. And man, you want to talk about stunning beauty. I mean, you are in the mountains, in small mountain towns, with any activity you want to do right in your backyard.
Really?
Oh my God. If you want to go hiking, you just literally walk out your door. It's got some of the best off-roading in the world, some of the best ice climbing in the world. I mean, there's people in the town of Ouray, they hold Ice Fest where professional ice climbers from all over the world come to compete. Red Bull's there, everybody's there right in town. It's also free if you have your own equipment. You want to go ice climbing yourself, you can do that.
It's one thing I don't want to try.
Oh, dude, it was awesome.
You did ice climbing?
Yeah, not obviously not now. There's no ice out there, but not this past winter. The winter before, I was out there ice climbing. What a cool experience, man! Just to do that one time.
Yeah, I would love to go snowboarding out there.
Some of the best skiing.
Snowboard is now here.
Yeah, we got it right behind me. Although I'm not a snowboarder, I could say I'm a skier now.
You're a skier?
Yeah, I've skied one time.
One time? Yeah. Big skis or little skis?
Big skis. I'm not
I heard the little ones are very easy to learn on.
Really? I heard they were harder.
I heard they were simple.
Maybe I'm thinking of a surfboard.
The snowboard?
No, a surfboard. Where like a smaller surfboard's more difficult.
Maybe. Well, snowboarding is much harder to learn than skiing.
Oh, I know that. My friends out there said, listen, we're going to go skiing today. You can do snowboarding if you want to, but it's going to take you about 4 days to learn how to snowboard, where it's going to take you less than a day to learn how to ski.
Yeah, that's accurate. I think the third time I went, I was finally able to make it down the hill.
Yeah, without falling over 50 times. Yeah.
But then once you get it,
I'm sure it's so much fun, dude.
oh my God.
Yeah, so much fun.
Nothing like it, dude.
No. So just a great time. Ton of friends out there. The community out there is spectacular. You know, and I talk about this ad nauseum, I feel like when you live closer to a more populated area, you start viewing people almost as a nuisance in a way. I don't think you fully appreciate people like where we live. We live on the East Coast, Northeast. It is arguably one of the most densely populated areas in the country. And you just don't appreciate one another. You
take things for granted.
You take it for granted, right? But when you live in small communities, small towns, like you start relying on people a little bit more, and you start developing a sense of community. I feel like Now that can also be bad.
Yeah, that's not necessarily always going to be good.
It's not always going to be good because everybody knows your business.
Yeah.
You know,
and you might not like some people.
That's part of it too,
Yeah.
right?
And if that's half the town.
Well, right.
Yeah.
I mean, the town I stay in Uray, it's I think population of less than 1,000. You know, so but God, man, just
Yeah, no denying. I'm sure it's beautiful.
it's spectacular. I'll post some pictures on Bourbon and Blunts.
Yeah, I saw the pics of like the sunset where you guys were taking a picture.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, beautiful, dude.
Like mountains here in like the wintertime when there's fresh snow falling and sunset. It's amazing.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I'll post some pictures on Bourbon and Blunts so everybody can see. But anyways, man, our first segment of the day is What's Inside You? Yes. And the past couple segments that we've done with this have been very long. So we're going to keep this a little bit. We're narrowing it down to our time frame.
Even though I enjoyed the hell out of that episode,
I did too.
Maybe every once in a while we could do a whole episode
that's
like
fine.
that. Yeah,
that's fine. So we decided what we're going to do: 1 or 2 questions a piece. What did we decide on?
2.
2. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first? You want me to go first?
No, because I lost my questions.
Okay. All right. First question for you, my man. What's inside you?
What's inside you? We're gonna have a whole thing for that.
All right, ready? So, what's one thing you would have done differently?
Wait, are these rapid fire and then we're talking about
We could do rapid fire. What's
Okay.
one thing you've done differently in your life?
Not jump off that iceberg.
No, iceberg?
It was an inflatable iceberg. That's how I hurt my back. It's like 20, 25 feet high.
Not jump off the iceberg. Okay. And then what would you say your best quality is? This is question number 2. What is your best quality? I know you don't have many.
Yeah,
so you might have
it's
to think.
hard.
Well, you should be able to pop it all in your head because you don't have many.
I'm straightforward as fuck.
I would argue that's a very good quality. Of yours, pal.
Straightforward.
Okay. All right. You asked now.
Are we okay? Let me find them again.
Are we going to circle back to this? Do I have to answer my own questions first?
You got to answer your own questions.
All right. And then we'll elaborate, and then we'll do.
And then we'll go to my questions.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. One thing that I would have done differently in my life, I would have waited to get in a committed relationship when I was in my late 20s, early 30s.
You would have waited.
I would have waited. Reason why I would have waited is because I feel like, and I was always a relationship kind of guy, and still am. Obviously, I mean, Scott, we've been together almost 8 years now. I feel because in your 20s, so I just turned 36, and in your 20s, there is so much growth that happens as an individual. You know, in any individual, there's a lot of growing, and I wish I would have focused more on growing as a human being, growing in my career, growing in my businesses. And when you're in a relationship, sometimes, at least this was my experience for me, that can take your focus away.
Yeah, but that's what you learn from relationships also. Like you learn that during a relationship that you don't need to put all the focus on the other person. Like you still need to take care of you.
100%. Not every relationship's like that though.
No, but it should be.
It should be, but also when you're young and don't have as much experience.
Yeah, when you're young, you don't realize that.
No, and it's something I realize now, and I'm like, damn it, you know, if I maybe could have been a lot further along in my life that way. However, as a caveat, I did get a lot of a relationship experience. And then I can take that experience in to my relationship
the
now.
One you're in now,
You're right, exactly. And it's fantastic. You know,
it makes it easier because you already know what not to do.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's a little different for each person, but
yeah,
you have like the baseline down.
For sure, man. Yeah. Best quality, my work ethic. For sure. Work ethic. I work 3 jobs.
I would agree with that.
3 jobs. I do this podcast. I got 2 businesses. I got a bunch of side hustles, man. So
yeah.
I'm not scared of work.
No, I would agree with that.
Yeah. So that's my questions.
What?
Let's circle back to this now, and then we'll do your questions.
All
right. What's one thing you would have done differently?
Jump off the iceberg.
Okay, and we know why.
Yeah, I hurt my back.
You hurt
Dumb
your back.
stupid move. A lot of tequila involved.
When you jumped, dude, did you feel it? Did you know you're like I fucked up?
Yeah. I landed on my feet in rocky water. Like it wasn't even sand at the bottom.
Okay, so next time you do this, you got to do the little tuck approach. When you jump and you're not sure how deep it is, you got to tuck, not cannonball, You got to basically
Well,
like, bring your knees
I flipped
up.
off of it.
Did you go straight down with your
Straight
fuck.
down,
So you were just like
onto the rock
oh, dude. So
Bro.
you took all that force.
on my back and my feet. My feet were bloody as hell because it landed on rocks. This was in Cozumel in Mexico on the beach. I was on a salsa cruise because I danced salsa for like 12 years.
Yeah.
I'm fucking good, bro. You never seen videos, huh?
I think you might have shown me some videos.
I'm going to show you a video after this podcast, and then we're going to talk about it next week.
all right.
But yeah, so I hit hard, and I knew I was hurt instantly. And I spent the rest of the trip. There was a couple hours left on the beach before we had to go back to the cruise ship.
Yeah.
And I spent the rest of the trip like on the beach.
Salsa in.
No, just drinking and hanging out. I knew I was hurt, so I wasn't really.
Yeah.
But if I would have stopped there, I would have been okay. I didn't stop there.
Listen, once you start salsaing, you can't stop.
No, not that. There was a trampoline on the beach.
Are you serious,
Listen,
man?
bro. There's a trampoline on the beach, and all my friends were on there for the next few hours. And for 2 hours, I sat there and looked at it, and I was like, don't do it. You're already fucking hurt. Like, don't do it. You're hurt. And then we got the call to go back to the cruise ship.
Right.
And I had like 5 minutes. So I was like, 5 minutes, what could hurt?
Oh, my God.
What could hurt? So, and it was the trampoline with the bungees on it. So you could do like triple backflips. So I jumped on. I was like, I got 5 minutes. Let's do it. So I went on, and I did a triple backflip. And then I did another triple backflip. And then I did the third one. And on the third one, I landed wrong. And all I heard was like pop, 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 like the bottom 3 discs of mine popping out. And you know what even scared me more? It didn't hurt at all. Like no pain. Nothing.
See,
just the sound.
Right.
And then I came home and I was able to be fine for like a couple weeks. And I just went back to my routine, working out, running around Cooper River.
Yeah.
And then I went for a run one day and I took like 2 steps.
That was that.
I didn't run again until about 4 months ago.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
this was like 13 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked a lot about this. You were jacked up, dude. I remember when I first met you, miserable motherfucker, your back was jacked.
Bag is still jacked without that procedure.
Well, yeah. Well, at the end of the day, you're never going to get back to normal, man.
Nah,
you know,
it's done.
and this is something that I've learned with disc issues. Is it's not the disc that necessarily hurts when you have like a bulging disc or a torn disc. It's when the muscles around it are kind of spasming to protect the area, or the discs are pushing on nerves.
That's what my problem is. It hits the nerves.
Yeah.
And it's literally paralyzes me.
Yeah, I understand, man.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
I don't want anybody to have back injury. Take care of your backs.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, for sure. Once you, yeah, and this goes for any young people out there that are listening. When you're in the gym, if you're working out, please, I highly encourage you to focus on your form, because when you have bad form and you're trying to jack a boatload of weight, you are really setting yourself up for major back issues as you age. And let me tell you something from 2 people that have back problems. You don't want to have back issues because it can be very debilitating. And that's something you're probably going to deal with the rest of your life. So if you're young and you're exercising, try not to do anything stupid. Yeah.
It's a split second will change your life.
Right. Or jump off inflatable icebergs. So
Drunk on tequila into shallow water with rocks.
Right, exactly.
You know what I thought about too when I did that? I just thought about, damn, my feet are bloody. Sharks are coming. Like my feet are, there's blood in the water.
Here comes the sharks.
Sharks are coming.
Yeah, especially if you're bull sharking. So.
And I got yelled at for that too, for doing that. Like, because the Mexicans were in like canoes and just like, whoosh, mira. Like, fucking,
look.
no jump.
Oh, like, you dummy. Damn, man.
Yeah.
All right.
There was no sign. There's no jump. Like I'm fucking 30 feet out in the water on the ocean.
Well, that's probably why you don't jump, is because if it says no jump.
No, there wasn't signs.
Oh.
Yeah, like, I mean, I should have known how shallow the water is, but when I go in the water, I'm just swimming out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I should have like tried to stand up at least.
Sucks, dude.
Yeah. All right. Questions.
Best quality. You didn't go back to your best quality.
Just straightforward as hell. Good or bad. Like that's just I can't not do that.
Yeah, you tell the truth as you see it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's my own opinion most of the time.
Yeah, you don't worry about my feelings. I understand. Whatever.
I do.
Bigot. No, you don't.
It's just not going to change my opinion. You know what I mean? I believe, unless you can prove me. I'm all for debate, and we should have a whole episode on a debate.
You want to debate again? The fucking evil and good in people?
Because most people have evil in them. We could debate on that shit all day.
People have
you know what we need? We need somebody. We need to debate this, and we need to have a judge here. That's what we need to do.
We could do that. That's fine.
We need to do that.
I'll get Skylar here.
We'll literally have a debate. I'll fucking put podiums up, and we'll debate.
All people have evil in them, my friend.
Yeah, you're right.
All people do. However, all people, no, I shouldn't say all people. Most people are inherently good.
No.
I'm not talking to you about that. We're not debating this again because we're going to.
I disagree completely. We're
you
debating this. I'm fucking putting podiums in here, bro. We're going to debate. You can bring your American flag. I'm going to bring my Russian flag. And we're going to go to war.
All right. Give me your questions. There,
all right. If you could only bring 3 things with you on a deserted island, what would you pick?
Okay. Peanut butter. Now, is this endless supply? Is this endless supply of stuff?
Goddamn peanut butter.
Okay.
No, it's not endless supply.
All right. Ready. A 9x12 plastic tarp.
Just so you know, he's going straight to survival mode.
For sure. 9x12 plastic tarp.
Yeah.
150 foot of P cord, parachute cord.
Okay.
And only 3 things.
3 things.
Fuck. All right. Maybe I bail on the P cord.
You can make rope.
Yeah, I might bail on the P cord and do. So 9x12 plastic tarp. My knife. My oh shit! I forget the knife. But anyways, bring a knife. And on my knife, though, this is part of the knife.
Knife is important.
It has a
compass.
It has a spark. It sparks.
All right.
Okay, has a
to
flint,
make a fire.
It has a flint to it.
Yeah.
And I'd also bring a jar of Vaseline with cotton balls in it.
Why?
So Vaseline is highly.
It's not unlimited though.
No. I understand. I'm here to survive, though, brother.
Right.
I got at least survive for a
you're
little
gonna
bit of
be
time.
there. No, you're on a deserted island forever.
That's what I'm saying. I have to be able to set myself up initially on a good footing.
Okay, so
right?
what would the Vaseline do besides rub one out? What are you trying to do with it, bro? That's why I'm confused about the cotton balls.
I get it. So, Vaseline doesn't have a high flash point, but it burns for a long time. The reason being is because it's petroleum based.
So would you coat wood with it?
No. This is where the cotton balls are in the Vaseline. Now, I don't know if that counts as 2 separate things, but
technically it does, but I'll let it slide.
Okay, so when you have, this is what I bring with me.
Because you're preparing before you go.
Right, this is what I'm bringing with me when I go out hiking. These are some of the things I actually do bring with me. So with the Vaseline doesn't have a high flash point, but it burns for a long period of time at a slower temperature or lower temperature. And in the cotton balls too, cotton balls are very flammable. So when you mix the two together, you can take a cotton ball and light it, and it'll stay lit for about 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay.
So that gives you a lot of time
to get a fire going.
Yeah. And then to get a fire going, you use what's called the brace method. You don't use the fucking TP type shit or the log cabins or anything like that. You're there to survive. And you got to gather certain types of wood and all that sort of stuff. There's a process to it, but you can I can make a fire in the rain.
Nice.
With certain things. Yeah. So,
question number 2.
All right, question number 2.
If you could save one material thing from a fire, what would it be? One thing. If your mind is going to go right to that one thing.
I'm going to say my red and black flannel.
Okay. An article of clothing.
Yeah, and the reason being is because the very first flannel I ever got, when I got it was Christmas, and my grandfather was still alive. So every time I wear that flannel, I always think of my grandfather because 1, he was still alive when I got it, and then 2, he used to always wear flannels as well.
Okay.
I also bring that flannel with me pretty much everywhere that I travel too. So it's been all over the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good answer.
All right, my man. You answer the same question.
So 3 things on a deserted island.
Yeah. What do you bring?
I'm bringing a tarp. You said like 12 by 9. I'm bringing like 20 by 20. Like if I have the choice.
Okay.
I'm bringing a bigger tarp.
You're going to basically make a hotel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I want space, bro. Okay. I don't want to. If I have the choice between making a tent or making a 2-bedroom fucking lounge, like a 2-bedroom lounge, I'm going to choose the bigger.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
A knife and some flint. No. I take that back. A knife and a cast iron skillet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I can make a fire. I don't need flint.
What are you gonna do? Are you gonna like blow it to death?
I'll make that shit work, bro. I'll make it work.
Have you ever actually done that?
I have. I have. A long time ago, I have made a fire.
Like with a bow drill?
Well, it was not a real bow drill. I made that shit between 2 sticks and some fucking like brush.
Oh, so you use some like tinder and stuff like that. Okay. Yeah. It's hard to do when shit's wet.
It's not easy.
Well, especially when shit's wet.
Yeah. I only got it going once.
All right.
But could I do it again? Sure.
I don't know if I'm going to follow you if we have to survive.
It's difficult with I want flint too.
Like, yeah, well, that's why you can get knives
with the flint.
Like I have a Mora. It's called it's longer than this, but the abbreviation is Mora knife, and they're really good bushcraft type knives.
Knife for sure, and I'm pretty confident in creating fire, so I want that skillet.
Why don't you just use like a rock?
I mean,
like hot rocks.
You could, you know, but I could also boil water in a skillet.
You could probably boil water in your freaking coconuts. Remember that you said you would have a coconut?
If there's
coconut.
You said peanut butter, yeah.
Yeah.
One jar of fucking peanut butter. You're going to eat that shit in like 2 days.
No, I thought I had an unlimited supply of peanut butter.
No, we don't
that
have
was
an
the last
unlimited...
the one question, it was like one thing that you bring with you if I have unlimited supply. It wanted to be peanut butter.
This is not unlimited. This is not unlimited.
I'm not bringing peanut butter then.
Because you one fucking thing of peanut butter.
See, a lot of people think when you're surviving, right? Let's say you're lost or whatever. A lot of people think like, oh my God, like we have to get food. Like, no, you don't, because
no, water's more important.
Actually, so there's a couple things. The most important thing is to have a positive mental attitude.
Oh yeah, you can't freak out.
Right, you got to have a positive. Number 2, you got to take care of any injuries that you potentially have.
Well, because I think this is like that's shit you don't even have to say. Like
you say it, well, you don't. You. But when you're in an emergency situation, you might not be thinking of it. Right.
Maybe.
Number 3 is shelter.
Well, yeah, you need shelter
right away,
for sure,
because you can literally die within 24 hours.
That's why I got a 20 by 20 fucking. Right,
there you go.
You know what I mean?
All right, brother.
I could use half of that as a wall.
And then so then we have shelter. Then really probably should be a rescue fire.
Well, fire is fucking one of the first things you should be doing.
It doesn't have to be fire. Shelter should be one of the most things after your attitude and any injuries. Then shelter. Because you don't have to. You can survive a night without fire. You can survive.
You might be on a nice island where it's hot. You might not even need fire.
Right, but it could get super fucking cold at nighttime, especially if you're hypothermia.
Say there in the summer and it's 70 degrees out at night.
Yeah, but that shit starts raining, man. The wind starts blowing.
Well, that's why you need cover.
That's why you need that tarp.
Yeah.
There you go. And at the very least, you can just wrap the tarp around you. You don't even
absolutely
have to set anything, right?
Like sleeping bag.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and then it should be a rescue fire, and then maybe water. The very last thing is food.
Food's the last thing for sure.
Very last thing, because you can survive a couple weeks without eating anything.
Yeah, and you got fish all around you.
Let me ask you a question. If we were out on a remote island,
would I eat a person?
Would you try to if you and I, and we were starving to death, you think we'd try to kill each other?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, buddy. Although if you died, you'd probably die before me. I would eat you. And listen, if I die before you, I would want you to eat me.
I would want the same thing. Like, go ahead. I'm not going to fucking care.
I would want to eat your liver, but that liver is probably contaminated.
No, that's the one thing that's probably clean. I don't drink that much.
That's true. You don't drink that much.
Yeah.
So I'd probably eat your liver then. Your heart is black, so I probably wouldn't eat that.
It might help you survive with some demon blood.
All right. What was the second question? There,
if you could save one material thing from a fire, what would you save? I think first thought would be my dog's ashes.
Oh. Which dog?
Baloo.
Blue.
Blue was a husky.
Oh, all right. Blue.
I had her for 14 years.
Oh.
Like she traveled to Florida with me. Like she was all over with me. She was around.
I don't think you've ever told me about Blue.
Blue was awesome. I have her ashes right in there.
I saw the ashes. Yeah. I just never.
That's her tattoo on the back of my arm.
Really?
That's her name.
Oh, dude, that's sweet, man.
Yeah. And the other dog, this name on the back is my first dog. I had a German Shepherd for 18 years.
Really?
Yeah, he died, and that's Jake. And then I have Baloo on this arm.
Oh, that's really sweet, man.
Yeah, I think I would save her ashes. That was my fucking like daughter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I have 3 dogs now that are awesome. Baloo was like my daughter. And my first dog, Jake, was like my brother because I grew up with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ah, that's sweet, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think that's what it would be. Cool. I don't really have anything else that I like. It wouldn't be an article of clothing. I would just be cool with what I had on.
Yeah. Cool, man.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. All right. So that just kind of wraps up the first segment for today of What's Inside You.
What's inside you? We're going to get that shit.
Yeah, we got to add the audio
Yeah.
and the special effects to it. But now we transition to the main topic of today. So if you haven't been paying attention, over the past 2 months, there's been a lot of hype or reports talking about certain pods of killer whales or orcas attacking mostly catamarans and small yachts, some fishing vessels, and this is happening off the coast, I think, Spain and Portugal. Have you heard anything about this, dude?
I mean, today when you told me about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So biologists essentially don't fully know why this is happening. Some speculation is one of two main things. Number one, what appears to happen, especially with dolphins, orcas, other land mammals as well, particularly amongst juveniles of the species, is that they kind of, I guess, get a little mischievous in a way and start doing certain things that adults typically don't do. This being one of them, potentially attacking. And when I say attacking, what I'm saying is basically disabling the rudder of the vessel. One ship or one yacht did sink, I believe, as a result of it. The second speculation is that this particular pod of orcas, maybe one of the members of the group, something bad may have happened to them as a result of one of these vessels.
Yeah, maybe they were hit by a propeller or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So then the other members of the group it's almost like a revenge in a way.
I don't doubt it, bro. There are so many videos of killer whales online doing incredibly intelligent things.
So some biologists, especially marine biologists who study orcas, argue that orcas potentially are more intelligent than human beings.
That doesn't surprise me. The fact that humans think we're the most intelligent is
that's arrogance.
Is very much so.
Right.
Yeah.
That's arrogance. And this is kind of something that I want to talk about today is consciousness a little bit, especially as it relates to other animals.
Yeah.
But before we get into that, did you ever see the documentary Blackfin?
No.
Oh, dude, about I think it was about SeaWorld or what was the other one?
Well, I know about the SeaWorld stuff with the orcas.
Yeah, I think
they
it's-
killed the trainers.
Check out the documentary Blackfin, dude. After I watched it, I was like, I don't think I'll ever go to SeaWorld again and support that. I loved going to SeaWorld. I loved going, and I don't even go to zoos anymore.
Yeah, but you're not thinking about the animals in captivity as a kid.
You're right.
And how they're treated.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I argue probably a lot of adults don't even think about that. And look, I'm sure a lot of these places do treat their animals very good. I'm not saying that these places don't.
I think a lot of adults do think about it, but remember, they're inherently evil. So
But look, look, if somebody that I didn't know, my grandma, or I should say, like my grandma loves SeaWorld. My grandma loves the San Diego Zoo. When she lived out in San Diego, she loves it. So I would talk to my grandma about this, but what am I going to say? Like, Grandma, no, I'm not fucking going with you because this is like slavery and blah, blah, blah. And, like,
I mean, you're not going to say that to your grandma.
I'm going to go with my grandma because my grandma wants to go, and I want her to have a nice day. My grandma's 81 years old; she doesn't have that much more time left on this earth, and I'm going to spend it with her.
And she wants to go see animals in captivity.
She wants to go see animals to enjoy and appreciate.
She's
the
not
animal.
she's not thinking about the.
She's
the other
not
stuff.
thinking about the other.
Most
side
people
of it.
don't.
No, and I will say this is kind of what made me think about zoos in a different light. Is like Sky was like, I don't want to go to a damn zoo because of like you think that animal really wants to be in this cage.
Yeah, I say that shit all the time about fish.
For
like
sure.
people that just have fish in like a bowl. Like,
Right.
come on.
Oh, like the
man.
Japanese, the Japanese
koi
like,
fish?
No. Like, what's the fish that can't be around other fish? It's like
the one
Japanese,
that eats them all.
Yeah.
Isn't that a
the Japanese like angel? I don't know. The ones with the freaking.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And most people like put them in these fucking like little bowls. I'd be pissed off too.
Fucking fish in a bag.
Right, like
A
dude.
Ziploc bag
Right.
with water in it. There's fish in that are for sale.
I
Like
know.
that. You don't think that's cruel? And every one of those fish die. They
Damn
die
near
within a week because they don't belong in a fucking bag. And I don't even like fish. But an animal that shouldn't like.
I know,
You
man.
think animals like look even pet stores?
Yeah, dude.
Like these little boxes that these things are in. Like, oh, and then you hear about the anaconda that was that killed the fucking owner because it was stuck in like a cage the size of this table.
I know, man.
You know what I mean? Like, don't blame the snake.
Yeah, there's part of that too, right? It's the same thing, going back to like SeaWorld and orcas, and it's like, there's a reason why their fin fucking droops. Like, it ain't because they're fucking happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like when you start thinking about, all right, what is this? Well, this is supposed to be on the surface. This is supposed to be like entertainment. Yeah. You know what I mean? This is supposed to be fun. Look at these beautiful animals.
Not for the creatures, though.
That's just it.
Yeah.
So like when you start diving deeper into it.
Like, who the fuck do we think we are that we can basically kidnap orcas
it's kind of what
from the
happens,
ocean,
dude.
right?
Yeah.
And do what we want with them. Like, what type of people are we, right? The orca, think about the life an orca should have.
Yeah.
They have the whole ocean.
Yeah, they are basically the top predator. Or damn near about.
They're the top.
Yeah.
Nobody's fucking with an orca.
Maybe a giant octopus or something.
Orcas are eating great whites.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Like they're toys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like not
Yeah.
even putting up a fight.
Yeah.
And they roll deep. They're
Yeah,
not rolling solo.
Yeah, if I was a great white and I saw an orca pod rolling up, like shit, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
I'm out as fast as I
Right.
can. But great whites don't think like that. I guarantee
Yeah.
you great whites think nobody's fucking with me.
Or they might not even be thinking it at all.
They're probably just consciousness. That's what we're going to talk
That's
about.
what we're kind of talking about.
Yeah.
So that's a kind of a good segue. So I had this conversation with a lot of people about like what is intelligence and what is consciousness. And it's kind of hard to pin that down. And I think you and I have talked about this too in the past as far as like what is consciousness a little bit, what is intelligence. And have you ever thought about like if you could put a definition on like consciousness, like what is consciousness to you? I was thinking about this yesterday, just kind of preparing a little bit for today's episode. What is consciousness to you? If you could put
I
a
can
definition,
describe it in one word.
go ahead.
Thought.
Okay.
Thought. The ability just to think.
Okay. That's a very simplistic way to put it, and I like it.
Yeah, just the ability to think about whatever it may be. Food. Like if you only say you have a limited consciousness,
Okay.
like I'm sure some people think animals do.
Yes.
And your only thoughts are survival mode. I need to find food. Like when you got to kill for your food,
Yeah.
like a lot of animals do, especially in the ocean. That's all. Like eat or be eaten.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's how they kill each other in the ocean, straight up.
For sure.
Like every single thing in that ocean is a killer.
Well, look, I mean, in some sort of way.
But that might be their only thought. You know what I mean? Is that their only thought, or are they thinking about other things? Are they thinking about I'm going to get me some food for my family back home,
Right,
And then I'm
right.
going to go hang out with Tommy. Over, you know what I mean?
Tommy the clownfish.
Yeah, like Tommy's meeting me over in Seaside. I'm over here at Point. Like, are they thinking like shit like
right,
that?
right. That is to be determined, I guess.
But orcas,
Yeah, it's a whole different level.
they're thinking.
For sure.
They're
problem
thinking.
solving.
They're communicating.
Yes.
They're working together
Yes.
to achieve a goal.
Yes. Absolutely.
You've seen the video with the seal on the iceberg, right?
Oh, yeah. They're working to create a wave to knock the freaking seal off.
It's insane.
Fucking wild, man.
It's insane.
Yes. It was kind of terrifying.
And they did it.
They did it, and they ate the shit out of it.
And they killed that fucker.
Yeah.
And that seal thought he was safe as hell.
Yeah.
And that he wasn't on like an iceberg the size of this table.
No, it was
it was
rather
a big ass piece of ice.
Yeah, they were trying to rock that.
They made it,
Yep.
and then the thing just slid off.
Yep.
Right into their fucking jaws.
Yep. Yeah, that was kind of wild to see. So, like, I feel like if I could put a definition on consciousness, I would probably say it is the life vessel of the universe that inhabits the physical body.
So, are you saying that maybe a soul? Are you thinking about a soul?
You can call
spark,
it
whatever you want.
You can call it soul. You can call it universal energy or the energy itself. Right?
Now, do you think all that energy comes from one place and like spreads out to every individual and every animal?
I think to some degree. And I've said this before, maybe we and every other living being is the universe or God, whatever you want to call it, its way to experience a physical reality.
Which, if you're alive, that's what you're doing.
Right. And exactly. And That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
That's what our dogs are doing.
People that are listening, any animal.
That's what orcas are doing.
Any
that we're
creature,
talking
any
about,
animal.
right?
Yep.
So you have these orcas that are obviously highly intelligent. That maybe somewhere along the line, this particular pod got pissed off because these fucking boats hurt one of their members, and now they're going to say, you know what, fuck you. I'm going to give you a little revenge, right? So now the other idea is like, or the other part of this, well, you can extrapolate that same similar thing to every single living being.
Yeah.
Right? Because there has to be some sort of consciousness in every single living being.
Well, you're right. Just to function.
Just a function, right? Even plants are conscious to some degree.
They're alive.
They're alive.
Yeah.
And plants can even plants can communicate with
That's
each
the
other.
thing about like communicate. Think about orcas. Like they're talking to each other underwater, understanding what everyone is saying.
Yep.
And then forming a plan.
Yes.
Putting the plan in motion.
Right.
And then they probably high-fived each other as they were fucking leaving. Like they have a consciousness.
Right,
and they
right.
are smart.
Right. So now let's digress a little bit. Let's talk about so we agree that every living being has a consciousness.
Absolutely.
Okay. You and I both eat meat.
Mm-hmm.
We talked briefly about this on a previous podcast, and I want to unpack this a little bit further now that we're talking about consciousness.
That was a while ago.
That was a while ago. So you and I both eat meat.
Mm-hmm.
I told you that I went vegetarian for about a year.
Mm-hmm.
Was not for me. I was sick more than I've ever been. I wasn't as strong as I typically am. My workouts were very lethargic. Now, granted, I could probably make my nutrition better doing it, whatever. However, after that year, I'm like, man, I feel so much better eating meat.
Yeah.
And that's what transpired for me to go into really getting into hunting is because, well, if I'm going to eat meat, I want to try to get as much of it as I possibly can with my own hands. I feel like when I go into a supermarket and I buy a steak, let's say, well, that was a living creature. That was a creature that had some type of consciousness.
Yeah.
That was a creature that had some type of feeling. It may not have been as deep as I can feel or think that I know of.
It might be, though.
But it might be.
It might be.
But either way, I could still say that was a living, breathing creature that had a consciousness, and I basically paid somebody else to do the dirty work for me.
Yeah. You hired a killer.
I hired a killer to do it for
Yep.
me. And, this is part of the reason. Like, so now going further, like when I think about consciousness, when I have a bug that lands on me, like, dude, I don't even, there's only a couple things that I kill willy nilly.
I agree.
Mosquitoes,
Yep.
flies, even flies sometimes I kind of catch them and let them
Flies,
go.
I actually don't kill too much.
Yeah, but sometimes I do.
Spiders, I do.
No, I don't, dude.
I do. Unless sometimes I'll capture it and let it out.
Always capture, let it out.
But if it's in my space,
Yeah, but it's just trying to find a.
I know, but I just don't like spiders.
All
bro.
right, fair enough. But so for me, mosquitoes, flies sometimes, ticks, fleas.
Ticks, you're all dead.
Yeah. Because
They're vampires.
It's parasitic.
They're
dude,
vampires.
right?
Yeah.
And I'm
They're
like,
feeding on you.
You're like legit trying to freaking. You're trying to. I get you're trying to survive, but you're surviving off.
And you're trying to kill me.
You're trying to hurt me.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, man, like I always think like, even like again, like some random like beetle, let's say, just lands on me. I'm like, well,
I just flick them off.
yeah, I don't even do that. I just like I kind of just like let them walk my finger, and I kind of just put them down somewhere else because I'm
Yeah.
like.
As I've gotten older, I've thought about that a lot more. Like, I try not to kill things unless they're in my personal space, like right here. Like if I see a spider on the wall over there, I'll leave him be. But if he's like here, like if I'm sleeping and I open my eyes and I see it on the wall behind me, you're fucking dead, bro.
Really?
You were creeping up on me.
Why don't? But I don't think he's trying to creep up on you. I think he's just trying to go about his own business.
Maybe he was. Maybe his consciousness was like, I'm gonna get this motherfucker when he sleeps.
Doubt it.
I mean, doubtful, but yeah, but we don't know.
We don't know,
Yeah.
right? But I always I'm going to go to the common denominator of being doubtful with it.
I'm gonna say that all bugs can be evil. They all have evil in them.
No, they do. There's
Yeah.
no doubt. But every living creature kind of does.
Exactly. See,
I never argued that fucking
See?
point.
Exactly.
Every
Yes,
creature has.
You guys heard it here first.
That's not what I fucking was saying to you.
We're gonna
dickhead.
debate that shit.
Yeah, not right now. Not to
No, but podiums. I'm gonna have real fucking podiums.
you
These
could-
tables are out of here.
Good.
We're gonna stand there. We're gonna have a fucking mediator. We're gonna go. Stay tuned. That shit is
Yeah,
coming.
yeah.
I just gotta find podiums to buy.
Yeah. hold off.
I'll make that shit out of cardboard.
Yeah,
straight up.
Yeah, it's
You're
fine.
gonna see some cardboard
we can have, like, little
podiums.
cardboard podiums.
Yeah.
But like, so going back to the whole meat thing, for example, I love pork.
Yeah.
I love bacon.
Bacon.
However, I really try not to, I barely eat it because I know a pig is is ultra intelligent.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess there's a difference between being conscious and intelligent, but
I think you can't be one without the other. You can't be intelligent unless you're conscious.
maybe consciousness, we can make it a little bit deeper to say that consciousness comes with awareness.
Yeah.
Intelligence doesn't necessarily come with awareness.
True. You could be aware
Right.
and be stupid as hell.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, you could
Or
be conscious, which makes you aware.
Right.
But you could be dumb as hell.
Or you could also be super intelligent
And not aware.
and not aware. Right. And when I say, what do I mean by aware? I mean, what I'm saying is being aware that you are aware. Being conscious.
The ability to think.
Well, being conscious enough to recognize that you are aware of your own ability to think.
You just know
and
you're
problem
alive,
solve.
and then I can think. You might not have any ability
guess
to
I
problem solve, but you just know I have thought.
Like, when did you start? When do you think? At what age did you start becoming aware of your own self and your own flaws and your own demons?
I mean, that was in my teens.
You think in your teens?
Yeah, but
I could
not 100% aware. I'm still probably not 100% aware, but I mean, you're just like you're sitting at the edge. Like you're just about to enter that door.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in your teens, you're about to enter that door where you start to be aware of what type of person you are. Right. And then in the 20s, you kind of try and work on that. And then in your 30s, hopefully you got a lot of that shit figured out.
Right.
And then you just you keep trying to improve.
Right. So I think intelligence is a little bit different than awareness or consciousness, we should say. So I think consciousness, we could also say, is the ability to be aware. Intelligence, we could say, is the ability to think.
What would you rather be?
Aware.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I feel like with awareness...
But what if you're stupid?
Some people would say I'm stupid already. I mean, I'm obviously more intelligent than you.
Is he, though?
I am.
Is he? Just because you use bigger words doesn't mean you're more intelligent. You might be more book smart than me.
That's a sign of intelligence.
Is it?
Yeah.
Or are you just trying to prove something?
I just can't help that I use bigger words than you. I have a broader vocabulary.
Well, that's what happens when you go to like little private schools.
I never went to a private school, fella.
It's okay.
I never did.
You a Catholic school boy?
Never went to
your
Catholic
uniform
school.
And your tie.
Never wore a uniform in school ever.
It's adorable.
All right. I always went to public school.
We're going to show some pics next time on
By
Bourbon
all means,
Blunts.
I'll bring every pick up that you want.
Yeah.
Never wore a uniform. Unlike you, I'm sure.
It's cute. A uniform?
Did you have a uniform in school?
No.
You went to Catholic school, didn't
Public.
you? Okay, so did I.
Did you?
I swear to God. Okay, whatever. I don't have to freaking sit here and defend myself in front of you.
It's cute.
Just letting you know I never went to private school.
It's adorable.
And I would
What
argue,
was your name in school?
what was my name in school?
Yeah, I'm sure people called you something.
They usually call me by my last name.
I won't say it.
Yeah, please don't.
I won't say it.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, so that's like, as I've gotten more aware of things in my life, especially as it relates to food and other living creatures, I definitely try to have more respect for other living beings on this earth. Like I said, most people don't have a problem. There's a bug walking here on the table. Boom.
Stomp it out.
Yeah, fuck that bug. You know what I mean? But, let me tell you something. If I had a freaking deer right here and I killed the deer, oh my God, it's a crisis.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you a question. Is one life more valuable than the other life? And why do we have this differentiation between lives of, I can kill this bug and not feel one damn thing about it, but I kill that deer and I can cry? It's still one life.
I don't think one life is more important than another.
I'm not saying it is, but a lot of people have no qualms about killing that bug.
Well, a lot of
but they
people
have a qualm killing that deer. And my other, then the question is like, why is one life more valuable than the other? That bug still has a life. I would argue it still has some type of consciousness to some degree.
Look, trust me, that bug did not just want to be splat.
I'm sure it didn't, right? Because I always think like, man, what if I was that thing?
Yeah.
How would I feel if I'm just trying to do my thing in my life,
Just going for a walk.
I'm just minding my own fucking business,
for a
and this
walk.
fucking giant comes along and
giant.
decides to freaking squash me out of existence.
Yeah.
Why is that? Except just for no reason. I could argue like I'm killing that deer so I can survive.
Think about, I think size matters. It's perception.
Why is that,
It's
right?
perception.
Why is that?
It's just
Now-
perception. Like, think about it. Like, the bigger the animals are, the more
there's
uproar.
there's a more of emotion to it, right?
There's more of an uproar if you do it.
Isn't that a weird thing?
Yeah, it's perception.
Right.
It's small, so it's meaningless.
But is it really meaningless?
No, it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be because that is still one life.
It's still
compared to-
living. It's a living creature.
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
And I also sit there and I say to myself, well, this thing has some type of consciousness.
I firmly believe all living things do.
Yeah, I agree, and I think the more we advance as a civilization and as a society, I think we're going to develop better and better ways to test consciousness and intelligence and all that sort of stuff. Like my dog looks in the mirror
Yeah.
and you can tell like she recognizes it's herself.
Yeah.
Because she ain't sitting there fucking barking at it, wanting to kill it like she does with every other damn dog. You know?
You could say this shit about anything. Like, think what we talked about this in the podcast. Like ants. Ants build a whole city under the ground. Like, they are working together. They all know who the queen is that they're protecting.
Yeah.
Like, they are working together. They're building a whole civilization down there. Think
Yeah.
of spiders. A spider rolls solo. They roll solo unless they have babies. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But most of the time, you just see one spider.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're looking like, where can I build my nest?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to spin this nest. Oh, there's a bug over there. I'm going to kill that motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, you got to get into the web.
Well, yeah, or they'll just go attack it. Like, you see videos all the time, a spider just attacking something
Yeah.
without a web.
Dude, did you ever see pictures of a spider normal, a spider on LSD, spider on marijuana?
No.
You never saw that?
No.
Oh, dude, it's interesting the different webs that they spin.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is crazy.
It's
Just being
talent, dude.
Being under the influence of different substances, how they spin different webs.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You should check out some pictures of that.
It is talented.
But yeah, so for those of you out there who are watching or listening, drop a comment below. Tell us what you think about consciousness. What is consciousness? What is intelligence? I encourage everybody out there that's listening or watching to start kind of, I don't know, think about this a little bit deeper for yourself. Next time you're eating something or a bug comes along or whatever, you know, maybe you want to think about like, oh, this is some type of conscious being or some type of intelligence. And who the fuck am I to destroy this life?
Take this life.
all willy nilly. You know,
We've all done it.
We've all done it. We've all been
Yeah.
guilty. This is part of the reason why I wanted to go vegetarian was because I thought it was going to be healthier for me. It wasn't. But I also was from like a moral standpoint. You
Yeah,
know, I didn't
yeah.
want to contribute to fucking factory farming, which I think is abhorrent. However, I do still partake in it, and you know, just trying to limit my footprint as much as possible. But you know, anyways, kind of bringing this full circle. The orca story kind of fascinated me a little bit and started me thinking about consciousness and intelligence and all that sort of
Well,
stuff.
they proved that it exists.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering to what degree with all species.
Yeah.
So, anyways, again, if you haven't already, please support the podcast just by watching, subscribing. You can subscribe to Bourbon and Blunts on YouTube for video podcasts. If you want to listen just to audio, you can check out Bourbon and Blunts on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple iTunes, Google Podcasts, anywhere.
Apple Podcasts.
I'm sorry, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, anywhere you listen. You can also check out my man here, Slang, on digital_slang on YouTube.
Just digital slang, no underscore.
Oh, shit. I always mess that up. Digital Slang on YouTube.
Underscore on Twitter.
Underscore on Twitter. You can check me out on Twitter at Jimmy the J. We're also on Instagram, Bourbon and Blunts.
At Bourbon Blunts.
Yeah,
No
okay.
the.
Yeah, we got to start streamlining that a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, also, if you want to support financially, you can support on Spotify. Go check us out. There's a link under each video. You can support for 99 cents up to $9.99 per month.
Yep. Like and sub on the YouTube channel. We are almost at our first 100 subscribers, which are always the most difficult.
Very excited about that. We're a couple
So
away.
we're almost there. But yeah, that's it, man.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening and watching. Really appreciate you. And these videos and podcasts will drop at some point this week. Appreciate you.
Peace.
Bye, everybody.